The following podcast is a production of the Podpire Network. Find and listen to our podcasts at thepodpirenetwork.com or wherever you enjoy your podcast. The Podpire Network, a family of inspired podcasts.
There's been a lot of going on in these last few months with my family and friends, my wife's family and friends, strangers, the dude at Walmart. It just seems like it's been a lot going on. I'll just put it like that. It seemed like I was getting handed a lot of difficulties all at once, and it kind of felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. Unfortunately, there were a few negative views and concerns from other people unbeknownst to me. So this is my thoughts for this episode, people. At what age do we start being real about how we feel about other people? Whether it's family, friends, or your significant other. I'm not talking about hurting feelings. I'm talking about being real and not fake about how we feel about one another. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You are now rocking with Jay Riggins, and this is the Unapologetic Relationship Podcast, brought to you by the great folks at the Podpire Network. This week's episode is going to have some people very uncomfortable. But you know what? Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. And I'll tell you what I mean right after we pay some bills. What's good, my people? I'm glad you can join us again. Good to have you back for this another episode. For this another, I don't know if another is a word, proper word. But anyway, I just want to say thanks, because these last few episodes of the Unapologetic Relationship Podcast have been getting a great response. I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you for subscribing, sharing, commenting on YouTube and other platforms. Just being down since my first episode, which I'm still getting phone calls and texts about, but that's a good thing. Like I said in my initial podcast trailer, relationships are more than just two people holding hands and sharing ice cream cones. There's relationships with family, friends, as well as significant others. So why would we leave anyone hanging? You dig? We talk about it all, for relationship's sake. And I'm definitely going to talk about uncomfortable conversations like today's episode. Oh yeah, today's episode is called, Can We Be Real for a Minute? Getting back to what I said at the beginning of the episode, it's just been a lot of strange vibes in the atmosphere that I had no idea about. And it was all about me. I don't bother nobody. I have a huge heart, and I'm real. I have no problem with telling someone to their face just how I feel. And I get that honestly. So let me pose a question to y'all, my listeners, every one of my listeners. Have you ever been in a position where you thought everything was all good between you and someone, whether it was a family member or friend, only to find out that it wasn't? I'm not talking about something that was told to your face and you just didn't listen. That's not being fake, okay? Now, it might be wrong if someone else finds out about a personal or certain situation. It ain't none of their damn business at the end of the day. But at least the perpetrator can say with a clear conscience, I told you how I felt, but I also told Lil Bobby over here too. Now, was I right? No. But you can't say I was being fake, because honestly, I was concerned. I just went about it the wrong way. That's a little different. I'm talking about the out of the blue, phone call stop, text stop, likes or comments on Twitter or Facebook or all them other platforms stop all of a sudden, and you don't know why. You're like, what the hell is going on? Do I need to call AT&T or Verizon just to make sure my phone is working properly? Because the last time I checked, I have not done anything to this person or persons. So now I'm only left with the eerie suspicion that this blankety blank got a problem with me. Why can you just say it? Why couldn't you just tell me that you had a problem with me? Especially if we have some time in. And what I mean by this, by time, is if we've been friends in the double digits, right? If we shared the same crib, and I'm not talking about a house, I just expect for you to do better than this. Associates get treated this way, not family and close friends. And to my listeners, it's cool if you shout loud at this episode like y'all do in the movie theaters. We're not live. So if you feel a certain way, just shout it. Like you do in the movies. Girl, don't go that way. Watch out. And the movie was made 20 years ago. But anyway, my question yet again, at what age do we start becoming real and stop being fake? And start telling people exactly how we feel about them and the relationship. Is there a certain age? Because I definitely would have thought 40 and over was it. I'm just saying. It's okay to not like someone. I'm not saying that everybody has to get along in kumbaya. It's perfectly fine to not like someone. It's perfectly fine to not vibe with someone. But why don't you tell that person, I don't rock with you? You know what I'm saying? What is all the ducking and dodging about? Right? Because of last week, you were about to give me one of your kidneys. But this week when I call, I hear, this number is no longer listed. I'm going to feel a certain way about that. Because just last week I was waiting on you to save my life. And I know I'm pushing the envelope with this kidney thing. Because God forbid if I needed one of these fake ones to donate a kidney to me. Man, please. I'm a Sagittarius. We don't bother nobody. We might have strong personalities. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to agree with that one. But we will give you the shirt off our back. And one thing I can say about most Sagittarius, not all of us, we're not fake. We will tell you exactly how we feel. Maybe a little too much. But we will tell you exactly how we feel. I don't care if we got to send a carrier pigeon, write a letter, send an email. What's some little things they should throw in the bottles with the note in it that they throw in the river? We gonna find a way to tell you how we feel, and I would expect that from everybody else, but that's not the case. And I'm not just I'm only saying it because I'm a Sagittarius, and of course I would say that, but it's the truth. We don't have that mechanism. Most of us. There's always some people out there that's not a part of the clique. There's some Sagittarius out there that we wouldn't know they were Sagittarius. I just put it like that. But for the majority of us, I do believe in horoscopes. Not to the point where I'm just relying on everything that my horoscope says, because I was supposed to win the lottery about 50 times already. But anyway, I digress. We just don't have that fake mechanism. And I thank God that I don't have that fake mechanism. I thank God for being who I am and being able to tell a person exactly how I feel. Now, like I said, do I go over the top with my conversations sometimes? Yes, I do. But here's the thing about it. You don't have to wonder, why is Jay acting, why is he blah, blah, blah. He ain't answering my phone calls. He ain't doing this. He ain't doing that. Because I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel at that time. Now, if you choose to ignore what I said, then that's on you. But at least you'll know. Like I said earlier, at what age do we start being real? You know what I mean? Because not answering your phone and ducking and dodging and gossiping to this person and that person without telling the person you should be telling, that's little kid stuff. That's teenager stuff. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't rock like that after 25. I'm going to say after 25 to me is the cutoff for that type of foolishness. For that type of backstabbing and talking behind folks' back and not addressing the real problems, I'm going to say 25. And that's being polite. That's being kind. Because realistically, you know, and everybody has, certain maturity level. I get it. The women mature faster than men and blah, 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 all that stuff. But, I'm going to give you 25. But I'm in my 40s, right? A lot of my friends and families are in their 40s or older. Okay. I just can't put my finger on the situation. And like I said, it's not about me. My wife's going through the same thing too. It's some strange fruit out there, But here's the thing about when you gossip about somebody, it always comes back, right? When you gossip about somebody, it always comes back. When you mistreat somebody, it always comes back. Because you ain't got to believe in God to feel karma. I'm going to say it again. You don't have to believe in God to feel karma. So when you purposely mistreat somebody and being fake, talking behind folks' back and mistreating the person when they hadn't done anything to you, it's going to come back on you. People, if you've been living with someone for 10 years, asked them to marry you and everything, but you have no intentions of marrying this person because the milk went sour years ago, you are more wrong than two skunks taking a bubble bath for not telling them and stringing them along. That's the epitome of being fake. People don't play with their lives or their times. Just remember that. And can I get a drum roll? What about these parents that are not pushing their kids to be great? The kind that tell their kids he can or she can be the next president, but they don't bring nothing but D's and F's home. No, he or she needs summer school, not to be lied to. Stop lying to these kids about how great they're going to be when you know they missed the mark. Make them great. You're the parent. And you can make them great by not lying to them and telling little John he can be an astronaut. He's 16. He don't even know his alphabets. Cut it out. I'm going to do you one better. How about parents lying to their grown adult kids about the decisions they make? Do you really think you're helping? Now your child is a part of society making all kind of mistakes. The parents that be on the first 48 talking about, man would never do nothing like this. But he didn't got kicked out of 5 schools before he turned 14. See, what we do as family and friends is not address the elephant in the room until it's too late. Or the members of our families that drain your wallets, time, or whatever, you sit up there making excuse after excuse, and you end up being a personal ATM. And you better keep it up, because when it stops, it's going to be a problem. Just like a squatter, when they get in, you can't get them out. And speaking of squatters and roommates, I was watching the show, a miniseries last week, where I can't remember the name of it, but basically, they dude answered an ad for a roommate, moved into the house. It was a female that, put the ad in the paper looking for a roommate. Once she went to work, the dude changed the whole house. I'm talking about the curtains. He moved furniture. It was like 6 chairs in the kitchen. He put 2 of them in his room, and now this ain't even his furniture. He put 2 of the chairs in his room and left the other 4 in the kitchen and just redecorated everything, changed the whole house around when she was at work. And she came home furious. But there was nothing she could. Later, she found out this dude was kind of off his rocker. So she was actually scared to even put the furniture back the way it was. But see, that's what I'm talking about, people. People have kids with them, grown kids with them that they're scared of. You know why? Because you've been enabling them so long that you don't want to get rid of them. And that's your fault. And I'm not talking about kids or grown adults that need help and need to get on their feet, because we all hit some kind of point in our lives where we might need a little help from, family and friends, whether it's our parents, grandma, grandpa, siblings, whatever the situation was, coming off a divorce or whatever the situation is, we could use a little help. But we ain't supposed to stay there forever. And when you start letting them years roll up, the more comfortable you get. In conclusion, why lie about or lie to someone close to you? Associates easy to get lied to because they can come and go. You get rid of one, there's another one popping up just like a weed. I'm talking about family and close friends. Don't they deserve to be told the truth? If you're angry, frustrated, or simply want to sever the relationship, it's okay. People get divorced after 20 years of marriage. It's okay to feel a certain way, but you don't have to lie to a person, avoid a person, or talk behind a person's back like it's not going to get back to them. Especially when we're supposed to be better than that. Mistreating a family member or close friend that really did nothing to you, karma will meet you around the corner. It's unavoidable. Me personally, I believe in God and he teaches us lessons, including myself. Some folks just call it karma. We all have personal problems, I get it. But to take your problems out on someone that you're supposed to protect is dead wrong. If you think back to how much this person has done for you and you still come up with the same fake and phony outcome, something is wrong with you. At the end of the day, only a fool will continue to be mistreated when they don't deserve to be. So be careful on who you step on and mistreat because everyone is not built the same. And the get back might be severe, and you might need that person when everyone else has turned away and that person has shut their door. And to you enabling parents, families, and friends, shame on you. Lying or enabling is being fake's little cousin. You are not helping. You are actually harming because if little Stank go to school or out in the street and learn something opposite of what you're teaching them, he or she will be devastated. Of course, we don't want to hurt our kids or belittle them. But if they're 17 and they don't know 2 times 2, you better not put them out into the world because they're not ready. And most of that is the parents' fault. If you have grown kids living with you, not trying to better themselves, putting their name on the one thing they bought in your refrigerator, and you become their personal bank teller, good luck with that. It will only get worse. So can we talk, people? Can we have real conversations? It takes a village, even if I don't live with you or near you. You dig? And this has been an Unapologetic Relationship Podcast brought to you by the great folks at the Podpire Network. And you can catch this Realer Than Real podcast every other Saturday, wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to check out my book, What a Man Really Wants to Say About Relationships, Revised and Unapologetic, on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and my website. All this information will be included in the show notes. So be sure to share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I am Jay Riggins. And please stay unapologetically you.